To bubble sort, we need to start on the left-hand side, and we're going to compare pairs of items. So I like to put a little dot above the pairs that I'm comparing. So right now I'm going to be comparing 5 and 4. And 5 and 4 are out of order, so I'm going to swap them. And once I've swapped them, I just copy everything else down. Then I'm going to move my dot along, and that's to track that now I'm comparing 5 and 2. So now I'm going to swap them because they are also out of order. And then I copy everything else down. Then I'm going to move my dot along, and now I'm going to be comparing 5 and 3, and they are out of order. So I'm going to swap them, and I'm going to copy everything else down. And I'm going to move my little dot along. So now 5 and 1 need to be swapped because they are out of order. And I move my little dot along, and I copy everything else down. At this point, the dot has made it all the way to the end, and that means I've completed one pass of the array, and I go back to the beginning, and I place a dot on the beginning, and I start the process again. So now I compare 4 and 2, and 4 and 2 are out of order, so I swap them. Oops, not 3, 4. There we go, sorry. Now I move my dot along, and now I'm comparing 4 and 3. So 4 and 3 are out of order, so I'm going to swap them. And I move my dot along. And now 4 and 1 are out of order, so I'm going to swap them. And I move my dot along. And 4 and 5 are not out of order, so I move my dot along. And now I'm at the end. So now I'm going to go back to the beginning, and I'm going to start the process again. So I put my dot on top of the 2. 2 and 3, not out of order, so I move my dot along. 3 and 1 are out of order, so I'm going to swap them and copy everything else down. Then I'm going to move my dot along. 3 and 4, not out of order, so I'm not going to swap them, and I'm going to move my dot along. 4 and 5, not out of order, so I'm not going to swap them, and I'm going to move my dot along, and now we're at the end. So now I'm going to go back to the beginning. And now I'm going to put my dot back there. So now I'm going to compare 2 and 1. And those are out of order, so I'm going to swap them. At this point, my array is in order, so bubble sort would stop.